And welcome back into the workshop. We're going to talk a little bit about some equipment I had dropped off here. I had another video on this little Ryobi. We got it up and running, and the same person brought in a bunch of stuff for me. He had 3 generators and another little yard machine here. We'll look at that in a minute. This one here, of course, we fixed that one up. We cleaned the carburetor and had to do a couple little minor things with it. But that's all up and running. Then we had the Preditor 5000. This one here, he has had somebody go in there and do all kinds of whatevers to it. So I ended up worked on the carburetor, got it figured out a little bit, the linkages and stuff in here. I was going to make a video on it, but it's been messed with so darn much I don't have a clue what was supposed to be happening. But with this Preditor, it's supposed to be multi-fuel, so you should have a knob here that selects either propane or gas. That's missing completely. I thought this was an on-off switch that was working. I got into it and the wires are just run down there and they're just going to nothing. Don't know what they used to go to. I think it was probably something to bypass this, but I'm not really just sure how that was tied in. The thing wasn't going to run. Anyway, so I went through it, messed with it a bunch. Finally did get it to start. It run for a little bit and then it automatically just goes to overload. So something in the inverter side of this is not working correctly, and it's been messed with enough that I'm just, hey, you're going to have to take the thing, and there's no parts available for it that I can find. This thing comes from Harbor Freight, so I don't know, you might could get back with them, but I did a little bit of research, YouTube bill and all that, and pretty much everybody I saw out there said, yeah, basically there's nothing available for them. If it's in warranty, you're good to go. If not, well, sorry, you pretty much got a paperweight. So it does run. If you put a new battery in it, it'll start up and run. But like I say, it'll run a little bit and then goes right straight to overload. It'll run a little bit of equipment for a couple of minutes before it goes to overload, but you don't even really have to have that. If you just let it run, it'll go into overload. So there's something electronically not working on that one. So anyways, that's the recap on that one. He also brought me this one, which is also a little scary. This is a Preditor. I think that's 2500. I'm not sure. It looks like it's got some good road rash on it. It's kind of ripped the cord down a little bit. We need to fix that. The back plate's totally missing. This side looks like it did some more tumbling also. It's kind of doing it. I pulled this off to see what's going on. Don't know this. He had said something about somebody else has been in and playing with this one also. I don't know what they did exactly. He says that they added a fuel pump, which should not be needed, required. This one is not a dual fuel, I don't think, so I shouldn't have that part of it to contend with. I really just don't know what we're going to end up with on this. So we're going to go ahead. We'll see what it does. I don't know. I guess this must have electric start too. It's got a starter. It's got a battery in here somewhere. Possibly. I don't see one though. Maybe not. We'll have to dig into it and see. I thought this one had a battery someplace in it also, but must be not. Anyways, we'll dig into that one. I don't know if we'll get... Oh, yeah, right there it is. Okay. Thought I'd seen one. We'll look at that a little bit closer, see what we can work on that one. If it's like the other one, we probably ain't going to do a whole lot with it. But we'll kind of update you on it. And then the next one we've got brought in is this one here, which is a yard machine, or Yardman. 5 horsepower, 22-inch string trimmer. Wants to see if we can do it. Says it will not start. It is nasty, dirty, and we're going to have to do some super clean on that one, get it cleaned up to start out with. Observing it a little bit, this handle is totally sitting here kind of fried. I see a belt hanging off of it. Imagine that's probably should be up underneath there somehow, so that's not good. Let's see what else we can tell about it. Maybe we'll have to fix that. And if we look up in, yes, there's no belt up in there. There's a cable. I don't know. We'll have to see if that actually works. The string is on here, but that ain't the way that goes. I don't have any string for it, so we'll have to just do something. I don't know if that's, I don't think that's quite right either. I think that's supposed to probably tighten down and keep that thing at a level. I don't know if this thing's going to be much. We'll see if we can clean it up a little bit just to make sure what we have. Check the oil in it. Make sure we got some fresh gas put in it. And see if we can get the engine running. If we can do that, then we may look at all the other parts and pieces to it. But we're going to make sure we get the engine running on this first. So let me get that cleaned up, and we'll just kind of work on this today and see if we can come up with some projects. Let you know what we find on them. Okay, we're back. We give you a little update on what's going on so far. We took the Preditor apart, and we removed all the unnecessary parts within it. They had installed a fuel pump, like somebody had said. It's a nice little fuel pump, but absolutely zero reason to have it. Looks like a filter on the end of it. So we removed all that trash from it. We also got the pull cord. Boy, these things are miserable to work on. But it's all closed back up, and like I say, the pull cord is pulled back in. In order to do that, you have to basically take the everything apart, actually lift the motor up, and be able to squeeze that thing out to get a couple more turns on that to just wind it back in. The rope really is in pretty good shape. It's got a little bit of fray into it, but it's still really a good heavy-duty rope, so I just left it in there. I think it'll be fine. So that's got that one up and running. We're good to go with that. Let's see, we already talked about that one. These things here, they've just had so many people after looking at them. It's my worst nightmare is when somebody else has gotten in there and played with them and done something with them, and I don't really know just what all they did. I fixed what I could see. Other than that, they're just miserable to work on. I prefer not to follow up behind somebody that does a bunch of modifications, and I don't know what they are. So anyways, those are done. We got our super clean in here and got this one cleaned all up, so we can actually start working on that. I have not done anything really with it yet, so we're just going to go through the basic steps of troubleshooting. I think the only thing this thing is going to do, this lever, is going to be to engage the transmission on that. So we're not going to fool with that till the end. We're going to simply check the gas, make sure we got some gas in it. We'll check the filter. We'll see if the carburetor needs any cleaning out, and just see what we can get started. Make sure she pulls over, has some thing to it, and see what happens to it. We'll start with that. Been through a bunch of those, so this is yours really kind of just to catch up on stuff. If I come across something interesting, I'll film it back up. Okay, we'll do a quick little update here on this yard machine. Actually went ahead and just put a little bit of gas in the tank, primed the bulb a couple of pumps, pulled the cord over, and she fired right up, no problem. So you say, well, gee, why is it all tore up? Yeah, that was what I was wondering. Anyways, so I shut her back off. She was running good. I was thinking, okay, I need to put a new belt on it. Need to fix this handle, see if we can get that to fit back in there. And I looked around here, and gas was just running down the side of it. Well, as I come back to examine it, this little plug right here actually is pressed in to this hole back here in the back. I don't know if you can see that. Should be pressed into that. That's a press fit into that. And it is not press fit in there. It was just kind of sitting in there. I don't know what happened, if somebody tried to replace it or what. But that definitely wasn't good. And I think that I also, when I took all this off of here, which I broke off, you have to take the muffler off first, then you take the carburetor off from here, and then you can get to the bolts to separate it here. But the gas just poured back out of that. So apparently the float in there is not also stopping it. So with all that in mind, I can buy a brand new carburetor. I don't know, I think they're 20 bucks or something like that probably. So I'm going to go ahead and just order up a new carburetor, ordered a new air filter, because this one is definitely bad. Nasty looking. So with that, we've got the belt ordered. This one here takes a 44¼ inch belt. It's a 3/8 wide. That should have us connected from front to back. So I guess the only thing else to do is see if I can make this handle work. I hope so. I've only found that listed in one spot, and they wanted $65 for this handle. Absolutely ridiculous, but we'll straighten that out. I think we can make that work. We'll go ahead and straighten it up and see if we can get it in place anyway. So we'll be waiting on some parts for this one. So we'll go on, I think, to a different project. We'll get that fixed and let that one sit. Alrighty, I think that's probably going to look like we were just on here talking about this, but it's been a couple days since we did this, so we have now got the parts in. We've got the new carburetor sitting here. We've got a new air filter ready to go. While it was sitting here, I did go ahead and we worked on the handle here. I think that's going to work. It's straightened out pretty well. Got it back into shape. I went ahead and inspected this. We got a new belt I placed underneath here, so we've already got that replaced. So when we get the motor running, we should be good to go. We'll go ahead and set this carburetor on there. We've got it. I think it's going to match up perfectly. Looks like we need to just remove this back piece here, put it on, hook the hoses up. As you can see, this fitting sits in there nice and tight, not like that one. This one's plastic, that one was metal, so this is probably the old original one. And yeah, I use less expensive carburetors and things from Amazon or wherever, and I don't usually have a whole lot of problems with the aftermarket. This is not a direct OEM, but it's probably a quarter the price of a OEM one would be. So we're going to go ahead and all we got to do is just swap these two linkages out. You can see how they hook up. I'm not going to bore you with all that, and we'll hook it all up and see if we can get this thing running. Okay, it just took a couple minutes. We've got it all put back together. We've got the new air filter in it, new carburetors on there. We're up on the stand. I'm going to go ahead and drop this thing down, and let's see if we have any success in actually making it run and able to do the other. So this wheeler over here, we just let her stand down. Okay, that looks like she fired up, and now we just got to figure out, I put the belt on there. I need to check, make sure that adjustment's good. The motor's turning, I can actually investigate that, but I think we'll go ahead and call that good for here, and we'll check with you, I guess, on the next project. We're going to wrap this one up. Hopefully you had some useful information. I'll try to put the carburetor part number in the comments if you need the carburetor for it. It'll give you an idea which one to get. Other than that, that'll take care of it. Appreciate it. We'll check with you on the next project.